Alright guys, so it's a sad day here in the shop. Y'all can tell um, right here where some of my stuff used to hang. Um, but yeah, this is where my old shop used to be. Sorry for the shakiness, I don't have a tripod. But this is kind of where I used to make knives and build stuff. It's a sad day, but the good Lord will provide in ways that you never know. There's more to this story, so I'll come back. Alright guys, so this used to be my little workshop. Of course you got my Ruby Doo bear. That's my good coon hunting dog. But this is kind of sort of the view that you used to get. Of course it's all kind of intermingled with all the rest of my stuff. You know, I got some heaters and the Christmas stuff, and this is where I used to do all my heat treating at. And step up in here, and this kind of used to be, you know, all of where my stuff was, and kind of the view outside there. But like I said, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Well, I was going to show y'all guys something else too. This here is a wood splitter. I bought this. It's a performance built. I think it's a 13 ton. I cannot remember. Yeah, a 13 ton. Log splitter. I had bought this thing to start doing some Damascus. I will have to modify the ends here to be able to use it as a press. It's got one of those China Honda clone motors on it, and I think it's going to work quite well for what I want it for. Bought it for like $100. It's well worth that, even if I modify it to where I can still use it as a log splitter, because we do a lot of camping. Firewood's right expensive, so this will work out in a bunch of different ways. All right, you guys, well, here's the surprise. It's a 8 by 12 storage shed, which is going to be my new shop. This is not the old shop. It is the same thing, it's pretty close, but the other shop will be for, the other building will be for just all our stuff that we can't keep in the house. And this building is close enough to the house where I'm gonna have some power run to this a little bit later. But right now, it's kind of gonna be set up the way the other one is, or was. I'm just going to run a cord from here to there for the time being. There's going to be a pretty good amount of upgrades coming as well. But let me take you inside and show you what we got so far. Alright guys, so it's hot out here. It is the 18th of October and it's still 70 degrees out here, which is insane because next week they're calling for, frost in the 30s. But anyway, so here's the new shop, or the new side of the shop. Here's one side. I'll kind of give you an over glance of the other side, and here's the other side. So I've got my desk from the house for my office. This is not going to be where this is going to be. This is just kind of getting everything moved around and set up the way I need it to or want it to be. This is kind of going to be my leather station-y stuff, just a place where I can actually do some of that type of stuff. I'm actually thinking that this is going to be turned against this wall, so this is the other wall. If you're looking at it, this would be the right hand side. I know it's kind of confusing sometimes on video, but this is the right side. Of course, I've got all my leather stuff moved into my desk. Trying not to make y'all drunk, but this is my desk right here. This is some of the stuff that I had up in the other building. Of course, I've got my laser set up now to where I can do laser stuff in here, and I won't have to try to do it in the house, because if y'all have ever done any kind of laser stuff, those things really stink, and I really don't want that in the house anymore. Like I said, eventually I will get some power put out here. I have a whole bunch of lights and stuff set up, but right now this is kind of what I've got. Of course, I don't know. Let's try to. So I've got my desk here. I got my forge and propane that runs it. Now the other thing that I've added here recently is this old shelf right here. Of course, I got my apron down here, and my daughter, she likes to wear old shirts for being out in the shop with Dad, which we hadn't done in a little while because school has started back and whatnot. But this is kind of where I've set up to have my stills and projects and all my custom order stuff like pins and lanyard tubes and all that stuff. I've kind of got all my specialty stuff set up here. Of course, I've got all my belts right here. I don't know if y'all can tell that or not, but I've got all my belts set up down here. Sandpaper and whatnot, all right here. Of course, I've got a jig, a grinding jig. I've got my 15 and 20, which I'm gonna start to use with some 1095 to make some Damascus eventually. And here is some more 1095. That is the 3/16. Kind of got that set up and started. I got some of my leather stuff up here, some more sandpaper. So that'll just be kind of like my go-to stock stuff. Of course, y'all can see my desk. It's kind of messy right now. I've been trying to move everything around and get all of it sorted out. Of course, I think I'm going to turn this way and kind of get it set up right. So now, here comes the fun part. So, the old system, the old setup, the old setup was very cramped to this corner, and everything had a process. I've made these a whole lot more sturdier. They do not move. So with that, I think I've got my new drill press set up here. I have my 4x32 maybe belt sander here, which I'm gonna eventually upgrade to a 220 2x72, but it won't be right now, but it is coming. Of course, I got my buffer. This is not where this is gonna be. I've got my other drill press. I did not get rid of it. I'm thinking I'm going to set up one for drilling bigger holes and then one for like leather stuff and stuff like that. So now on the other side, I still use my, where's it at? 1x30, the very first belt sander that I ever got. I still use it, and I'm going to use it because I know what it is. I know how it's set up. That's what I first started on, and so I'm going to use it until I get a bigger sander. It does take off material at a pretty good rate of speed, so it's not something that I need to upgrade immediately. As orders come in and as I pick up, making knives and things, I'll eventually get there to where it'll be a seamless process. I get everything kind of figured out and where I want it. That's going to be, key. That's going to be my goal. So with that, I have a little bit of a wall right here. So I'm thinking I'm going to be right in here somewhere with my bandsaw, and I'm going to be on this same wall with my buffer. That way it's just kind of an end of the process kind of thing, and that way it's all together. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to trade anything out. And once I get it wired, I won't have to worry about lights. I'm going to install a lot of lights. I'm going to install a lot of plugs, and that way I don't have to worry about anything. Eventually I will put in probably a mini split. That way there's heat and air out here. There's no reason it shouldn't be if I'm going to be out here all the time. And the other thing is I will have plenty of power to run whatever I want to. Now down here, I know all this is kind of ghetto, but it's getting the work done, and this is what the good Lord provides, right? I said that in the last video. The good Lord's blessed me beyond measure. It's allowed me to get this, to be able to work out of it, and that way I'm not cramped anymore. I'm not trying to shuffle any stuff around. But I'm going to get off on a tangent here. That's something else. Now, I do have my oven. It is a toaster oven. It does get up to 400 degrees, so I've seen guys use these for tempering. And I don't think it's going to hurt this thing at all to be out here and run. That's what it's bought for. So as the process continues, I won't have to take these inside anymore. I can do them right here while I'm working on things. And okay, so I've got some building material here for, I want everything up, you know, at a good level, and that way I don't have to try to bend over. I'm not bending over. It's all customized to my height and the way I like to do things. So that'll be that. So I've got my welder right here, and I'm not going to uncover that. That was a purchase that was one that I'm going to get into some Damascus eventually. So it's, you know, it's just one of those things that I'm getting there. I'm getting the process down. I'm learning more things. And once I have more time, like I said, this is why I've not been on YouTube much of any. I've not been able to watch any videos. I've not been able to put any out. I put out some shorts, but it's, you know, that takes 10-15 seconds to do. But I've also got my bigger quenching reservoirs. They're going to be set up. I don't know if y'all can tell, but they're right here. I've got the Mac Daddy and the small one. I've got to get some oil for the big one. I think I'm going to order maybe some Parks 50 for it. I'm not real sure as of right now what I'm going to do as far as that. Now, I have all kinds of projects to work on. So I have my, let me see if I can find it. I have my little box of goodies right here that I've been yard selling and looking for. So I got a claw hammer that I'm going to smash the end of this out and make maybe like a war hammer or tomahawk or something like that. I have a rasp that I'm probably going to make a knife out of here pretty soon. I have another little project here. Alright. So I've got a wrench that I'm going to make something with. This is my plow point. So I made this knife out of this plow point. This is not a finished knife or nothing. This is going to be finished eventually when I get enough time. But here's the steel that's come out of that. That's some pretty decent stuff, I believe. But it's a pretty old plow point. So, and they made these out of some pretty good steel. My shaker bottle for that. I got some railroad spikes that are coming. So I've got a lot of things that are coming around. I don't know what that's for. I think that is a chisel point for a big jackhammer. Those are usually pretty good steel too. And I only paid a couple of dollars for that. But I've got some things coming up, some pretty exciting stuff. I had a knife here that I was going to show. But I don't remember where it's at now, so. But anyway, guys, if y'all like what you see, leave a like, thumbs up, subscribe. I'm almost to 500 subscribers. I've got 431 right now, and I'm working on that. These shorts have really done good as far as, you know, bringing in subscribers and things. But I'm hoping to have some more exciting stuff coming along. I've got all kinds of 1095 to make my Damascus with, so I'm eventually working on that. And I'll get there, guys. It's just taking me a minute. Of course, I do work full time, and the hours that I work allow me to work in the evenings, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more done once I get a place of my own and can spread out a little bit. I just figured I'd bring y'all into this pretty exciting news. And oh yeah, one other thing. If y'all see these like these, I'm gonna put these on eBay. This knife right here, this is 1095. It has black liners. It has it's like a root beer color with black pins and a copper. This is copper, not brass. Lanyard tube. Of course it is CNA Knife Works. This is 1095. Let's see if I can shave some hair with it. There's your hair shaving ability. I do like that. Now I don't know if I made a full video on this knife or not. I think it was just a short. But this is Pro Cut. So this is something new from Pops that I'm coming out with. This color, Tiffany, that's Tiffany color, is something new that they've come out with. Well, it's not new to them, but it's new to us. I bought this as it was a $17 like a challenge. You paid for the materials, like the handles and the steel. And the only thing that they said was that the rules was that you had to use their handle material and their steel, which is the Pops Pro Cut. And I made this pretty cool little knife. It does feel the hand quite nicely. And it leaves a pretty good edge, you know, compared to, I put a couple of knives together to make this knife. Now this is like an 8-inch knife. So this is like a 7-inch knife. And what it was it's like an everyday carry kind of thing. I don't know about you, but no, I like Spyderco, you know, it's like an everyday kind of thing. This is a Spyderco Tenacious. It's a lightweight Tenacious. And end to end, the Tenacious is larger than it is. And you carry this knife every day. Of course, it does fold. But this knife right here, I have not made a sheath for it yet because I've been in the process of moving. But I could make one that would go right inside your pocket. And technically this would be an everyday carry kind of knife because there's a lot of blade there, there's a good amount of handle, and you could hide all that pretty easy in your pocket. I know a lot of people that everyday carry a larger knife like that, and they get along very well with it. Christmas is coming up. If y'all have any orders for Christmas, or any ideas for a Christmas gift, just let me know and I'll get right back to you right now. I don't have anything. Well, I have one on the slate, but I'm working on it. I'm taking my time on it because it's for Dwayne. I'm actually waiting on the steel for it to come in, but I'll get started on that pretty soon here. It should be here. It didn't come today, so it probably might come Monday or so. But otherwise, I should be in pretty good shape to kind of do a Christmas order. Y'all just have to let me know ahead of time. I know it's getting pretty close to Christmas now, but I've got a couple of weeks to where I can, the final day to get them out before Christmas. I have taken some in November to get out by the end of December and have met that. So just let me know. Remember, God bless. The Lord has blessed me by leaps and bounds. Guys, live life outdoors. See y'all.